You guys decided to turn off brand search, which is very unusual, albeit logical in B2B world. That could be interesting topic to cover, including the decision-making process. So, and usually that is something that not many companies do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually they go to search, they even put the search under the performance max campaigns. They don't separate it. So all these things, let's jump right into all these things and learn about it.
Yeah. So controversial opinion thought as we did and our paid search campaigns. I will say, and I wrote posts about this, I've talked about it a couple times in our podcast. I will say this is not for everyone. And there's a lot of data analysis and decision making that went behind the ability to choose that for us. So I've worked at organizations where paid search was one of our best channels, and I came over to Loxo and it unfortunately was not. So what it comes down to is really understanding not just the top level, how many leads do you get and everything else, but really tracking it through. And why I say you can do this with paid search much easier than you can with more of like a brand awareness channel like LinkedIn, paid social, Reddit, any of those, is because paid search really is much more of a demand capture. Like people are finally going to Google to say, I have a problem. What is the best HR software out there? I'm typing that in. I want an answer. I want to go and talk to them. So because that's the kind of conversion point where they go into our funnel, I can go and look and see like how effective is that in accomplishing driving new customer acquisition. And you can go to our website. Our pricing is very much visible. It's on the first page. Our base package starts at $119 per month. So you can quickly run the numbers to see, well, if Google cost per clicks on these super competitive terms in our space, which are $80 to $100 per click, it's $100 per click. We know a great conversion rate might be 10% on a non-brand campaign. So all of a sudden that shoots up to $800 per lead. When that, you have your conversion to opportunity to closed won. So you win those at, I don't know, another 10%. That's $8,000 acquisition. And I just told you our starting price is $119 per month. So run the numbers, we're upside down very quickly. And so what I look at is just what's our acquisition cost and the payback period on it. And we have many other channels in our holistic just inbound engine drives a CAC payback period. We're sitting about 3 months right now from just an ad spend side. So when I go and I compare those numbers, I'm like, I could get 3 months over here, or I can get 18 months over here. Well, that doesn't make sense, especially if we're far from the point of diminishing returns with these other spots. So that's why I looked at it from just a very analytical lens and said, like, yes, we can do this. It's not driving new customers for us, but it is 6 times more inefficient than these others. So let's go fund these places until we do start to creep up on the point of diminishing returns. We can always expand back into search if we want, when we get more budget, when we need to. But for now, that's just not the best use of our limited startup funds.
Yeah, I love that. And there is one thing that you're mentioning, and I keep reminding people that, like us marketers are at least the best ones are very analytical people, right? And we look at the math and we compare things and we plan based on those things. We are not just like looking at creative side of the things. There's other side which is much more important. But there are some other things. Let's just talk it through. So you use the numbers and look and all those things. Sometimes it can be like that your SEO side is working really well and you don't need a brand search from that perspective. Or it might be that, you maybe don't have a lot of competitors in the niche, right? So you can use just organic and you go through it. There are a lot of simple things that you need to analyze to kind of find the answers to all those stuff.
All the variables. And there's no one right. Every company, it's going to be different based on your brand presence, what your competitors are doing, how expensive cost per clicks are, where your organic positioning is, and what you're doing with all those. So that's why I say it's like, this isn't blanket advice that I go and give people. Stop running Google ads. That's the farthest thing I say is like, do your own due diligence before you ever make a decision whether you should even invest in it in the first place, whether you should keep it running, or if it's not as efficient as other places.
Yeah, I totally agree.